We live on Street Hype. We out here in the streets of an ATL, trying to see what's going down with my brother Hashim the Zingers. You know what I'm saying? I guess going away, passed away on his family, but it's all good. Strong black brother from the new Black Panthers. We also out here with the other brothers and sisters out here. They out here putting in their work, guarding the place. Got NFAC in the building, making sure nothing happens in the perimeter. Got our brothers and sisters out here soldiering it, locking it down, make sure everything is safe. And we live and direct right here. Street Hype Entertainment. We live and direct. And one love. Yeah, the parameters up. We're getting situated. As you can see, we live. The brothers out here. What's going on, okay? Getting that stuff together. We got NFAC out here. NFAC out here doing their thing.
The way we go around back is gonna go around.
Okay,
Alright, we got NFAC in the building.
We got 12 over there.
Yeah, see, they've been here the whole time. What's going on? NFAC is in the building. Showing the black law. Black militia is in the building. And we doing it live right here. It's a blessing. Got NFAC in the building. What's going on with your brother Jay?
Like power.
Brother B, you talk to you, see me again? Alright, Street Hype, we got, you know what I'm saying, JMT, you got the NFAC in the building. Live right here on Street Hype Entertainment Show. How y'all doing, Kate?
Hey, Sister Janine. Sister Brother Jay.
How you doing?
You doing? Got them all out here, Bronx. You got their own thing. You got brothers out here posted up right here. We at ATL. And the Zingers funeral. We wish you a lot.
And whether we clash or not, whether those are philosophical clashes, whether those are physical clashes, whether it dissolves into civil war or anarchy, we all will make that determination. That's the only time you can talk about collectively as Americans.
So do you think African Americans should be arming themselves?
Should be arming themselves. The Constitution says that anyone can arm themselves. The Constitution says anyone. So when they say anyone, there really shouldn't be a question about black Americans. It should be, should Americans be arming themselves? There are 432 million guns in this country right now. That means there's more guns here than there are people. Should they be arming themselves? They've already armed themselves. The question then becomes, how do we equalize the playing field? Then we too have armed ourselves. We're meeting power with power. So it's not a question of us, it's a question of everyone.
So are you a militia in the same way that white militia call themselves militia, like the 3%ers or...
Once again, here you come with another one of those loaded questions. First of all,
honestly,
I understand that, but I'm going to answer the question you loaded and fired at me, and it comes back at you this way. You said white militia. Prior to the rise of the NFAC, I never heard the term white militia. I heard militia. But as soon as melanated people got organized, strapped up, became strapped up shorty, as we say, we suddenly became the black militia. We didn't just become another militia. You see, your industries, your institutions, you're the one who keeps putting color on things. Those people have been doing what they've been doing for quite some time. And let me be honest, there are multiple groups that have different causes. Some people didn't want to be in quarantine, so they formed a militia. Some people want to protect property, so they formed a militia. So you got all these little pockets. The reason that there's an issue and a concern, and you've been sent here to ask me these questions, is because the NFAC and all the other coalition organizations, we only have one issue. Therefore, we are immense, and we're already united in that purpose, and we're armed. And to those people who have subjected us to adversarial actions in this society for the last 400 years abroad, 246 years in slavery, and then all the periods after that, Jim Crow and all the others. They're now seeing the very people that they used to own now unite themselves into a militia. And the purpose of a militia is to be called up by the government should they cannot handle a problem that the regular military can't. Now it's become interesting because most of the time when the organized militia, which is your National Guard, when they're called out, it's because of us. Well, now it's a little different because if the governor decides to call up the militia to back up the organized militia, now they're calling up the black militia. Now, how's that going to work? You're going to call up the black militia to try to back the white National Guard because they're trying to put down black people? That's not going to work. So you've got to figure out what we are. We're no different than anything that the law has allowed. The law allows this. We're not breaking any laws.
And do you think that the anti-racist protest, the Black Lives Matter movement, is going to achieve anything? Or do you think it's going to take more than that? I mean, I've just spent the last week following a lot of the Jacob Blake family, with what they're doing and trying to encourage people to vote and protest and peacefully protest. Do you think that is a sort of a naive way to try and bring about change?
I would not say it's naive. I would say that it satisfies the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Black Lives Matter, before it became a slogan and now become a movement, now an organization. In its 5 years, what has it really achieved? Because police brutality is at an all-time high. Lynchings have made a comeback. Don't get me wrong, white folks think that they can have this hall monitor mentality and just shoot black people because there's a perception that they may be doing something wrong. So Black Lives Matter? I don't think so. This is escalation. You see, the same way law enforcement likes to escalate situations with us, what has happened to us as a race is this is a reflection of escalation. Black Lives Matter can keep on doing what they're doing. They want to keep waving signs and bringing rainbows, be my guess. But rainbows and signs don't stop bullets that are fired at us. Rainbows and signs don't stop necks in our knees and our necks that cause us to breathe. Signs and rainbows aren't going to stop people from being brutalized and then they tell us some lie about how they died and we get no answer. This is an evolution. And they can continue to do what they want to do. They haven't achieved anything yet. If they had, we wouldn't exist.
So is your goal equality or something else? Because as you know, people talk about all sorts of political goals when they talk about you, whether it's black nationalism or anything. You know, what is your goal?
Our goal has been stated 3 times over and over again, and those people who continue to talk but won't pick up a weapon and stand the front line with us, those people who sit on the side and are just cheerleaders when they know for a fact they don't have the backbone to do what we do. Those people, I hear them, and I really don't feel like I'm inclined to hold them any type of an answer, but since I'm standing with you, I'll answer that question. Our mission is threefold: the protection of the black race, the policing of the black race, the education of weapons of the black race, and then eventually the growth into some type of a semi-military format that if the black race wants to achieve their own civilization, will be the foundation to fight for them. That's always been our goal. Equality will come once we achieve harmony within our own race. Once we've achieved that, then our allies can sit at the table. We want a seat at the table in the UN too. We want to have someone that gets upset when one of us is brutalized. We don't want prayers and we want another country, even if it's one that we build, to represent us. That is what has happened when you have 50 million of us who are descendants of slavery or immigration, but we're a nation within a nation.
Do you think there will be bloodshed this year as we go through this election period?
There's been bloodshed for the last 200 and some odd years.
But do you think it's going to be escalated?
There's going to be bloodshed irregardless. The United States is a violent country. You keep trying to tie violence to the election. I'm not buying into that narrative. What I'm buying into, sir, what I want you to buy into is the fact that it really has nothing to do with an election. It has to do with the mentality that some folks are not willing to let go of the fact that we're no longer property. And they just can't get past that. So whenever we try to walk in equality, they have a problem with that. You tell us that we can vote, but then when we do vote, you give us a choice of people to vote. You don't even let us vote for who we want to. You tell us that we have to vote or that we should vote, but if we have a mandate of what we want, nobody ever agrees to it. So voting is a ritual. Evolution is a task. And that's what you see. Violence is a byproduct of people who are not trying to evolve.
And are you growing as well?
If things against us, stay with us.
We are the fourth largest militia in the United States, and we are the largest all-black international coalition militia on the planet. That'll give you some impression of our size.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
Brother Jay. Yeah.